So, but remember what I just said a moment ago, was he said in 21 years, the Aquarian Age will be complete, will be in the Aquarian Age officially. The 21 years plus 1991 is 2012.
When in 91? Do you recall it?
Yes, it was November 11th.
Wow.
Yeah, November 11th. Yeah.
Wow.
And so he said in 21 years, but that would actually be 2012. But then he also at the same time said it was November 11th of 2011. But I think that's because there's still things that are happening on a subtle realm that are yet to happen. Right? So then there's the whole, 2012 camp. No, I don't have anything against any of these because I believe that they're all portals and there's so much energy happening. But what's more important than who's right about this or that is that there's all kinds of things happening around us in space. There's space weather that is unreal. And it's like there's these ancient astronomers that were putting information, like in the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's like a big calendar that's pointing to this time. And there's carvings left behind. There's all kinds of information. It's like it was there and then it wasn't. But they had to leave it in carvings, in stelas, in monuments, because they knew this time was coming. But what is the time that's coming? Well, NASA said in June of 2010 that we're going into a region of space like we've never seen before. Highly charged plasma. And the universe is made up of 99.9% plasma. And it's highly charged. And they also went on to say that space weather for humanity is going to become as important as terrestrial weather, or just regular Earth weather. So this is NASA saying this. So we're getting like the solar waves, we're getting cosmic waves. They've realized that there's a ribbon, an energetic sheath that surrounds our solar system, just like there's a magnetic field or ionosphere around the planet. And they call it the Ibex ribbon, and so it's like this sheath of energy around the solar system. So our solar system's like hurtling through space, and it's going into this totally new space. And now all of a sudden there's this thing called an Oort cloud, this interstellar cloud that is pressing in on our solar system. And our solar system's actually getting a little bit smaller. So we don't hear these things because the information is usually released like a day before Christmas. Or, nobody cares. It's like the Super Bowl is in an hour or whatever. Right? So, but you know what? People have a lot of, they're like, oh yeah, the sun, man, and the solar waves. And there was just a big coronal mass ejection like 4 or 5 days ago on the 24th. And it nailed us. But it's like in 1921, we had a pretty decent geomagnetic storm. And if it's said that if that was to happen again today, and those are caused by CMEs, coronal mass ejections, solar flares, if that were to happen today, it would knock out 350, just in the US, 350 transformers, and 130 million people would be without electricity. So, and that means, you get up, you go to turn your light on, it's not working. Your fridge isn't working, your water pump's not working, the hospitals aren't working, the nuclear power plants aren't working, and there's no backups for these. And it would take 4 to 10 years, they said. It's 130 million people without electricity. It would take 4 to 10 years for them to get it back up and running. So we're going into this huge place, and we're being inundated, not just by the sun, but rays from deep space. Hey, Ben. I know you.
But I mean, isn't 1920s, isn't that like when there was a big spiritual movement that took place?
You mean like the Theosophical Research Center?
Yeah, like all those books came out, they were very...
Yeah, sure.
Right about that time.
It was a big movement, yeah.
Through to the 40s and then, Houdini, all that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Houdini, 31st of Halloween, his whole thing is...
Yeah, there's definitely like cycles that we go through. Like David Wilcock too speaks of 26 million year cycles of evolution that can be proven by science. That all of a sudden, because our electromagnetic wave around the Earth right now is proven that it is, sometimes it gets down to as little as 10%. Right? So we're getting nailed by all this energy. That's not bad. So we'll get into that. But we're getting bombarded, and from deep space. There's something called magnetars, which are giant neutron suns. And these things, in 1 second, have more energy than the Earth does in 100,000 years. Bam! And we've been hit by this. And we immediately entrain with it. Like it nails us, like bam! And we're like, and the Earth is starting to make these sounds like they've never made before. It's starting to make this humming sound, like a battery when it's really charging up. And so we're all accelerating. All of us. Our DNA is being adjusted. Right? Because we're connected to the cosmos. There's no like separation. It seems to be this traditional point of view that we're here, and then out there is just kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. But it's infinite. I mean, think. Our galaxy is one galaxy, yeah, but there's billions of galaxies. And how many solar systems in each galaxy? And who knows how many universes upon universes, right? And then all the parallel realities that go along with that. But so here we are. And so, yoga, the yoga of sound, right? Our electromagnetic electromagnetic field of the Earth is going down. We're getting inundated by cosmic rays from deep space and the sun like never before. We're vulnerable, but what can we do about it? Well, there's an ancient technology that was left behind for us. Right? So, when nothing else works. Right? So, what we're going to do today is we're going to work with Naad. So Naad is the ancient science of sound. So it's really interesting. It's like, well, how did these yogis, they're just making this crap up? How did they know about pranic energy, being subatomic energy, being the life force that keeps everybody alive? How did they know that there's something called the hypothalamus that takes all of the information from the cells in the body and all of the organs and everything going on outside and checks them with the endocrine glands and checks them with the nervous system and then goes, oh, okay, yeah, let's do this. And they figured out that there's 84 meridian points on the roof of the mouth. And if you strike it in a particular way with a certain sound and a certain cadence, you can tell the hypothalamus exactly what to do. So all you got to do is know what you want and know that universal code and then punch it in. And that's yours. You know the sound and you resound in it. So that's the technology. So it just depends upon what you want and if you know what it is to get you there. Because everything in the whole universe has a frequency. Whether it is something that's amazing and beautiful and gorgeous, or this bench, which that's a beautiful, gorgeous bench too. The gong has a certain frequency. There's frequencies in our emotions, our thoughts. And so this is another thing too, about our DNA is amping up. Things are definitely evolving. And it's very easy to see. Right? So it's up to us to say, like, yeah, the evolution's happening, bring it on. Right? Because if there's a tidal wave coming, we're like, oh, we're going to be crushed. Right? But if we get on our jet skis, or power boats, or whatever, or, our boogie boards, and we're just like, okay, woo! And you go for it. And then also we need to clear our thoughts. We need to be positive. We need to have feelings and emotions that are serving us in the best way. Our belief systems, right? This is all ways that we can grow through this, right? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to tune in with a mantra. So this mantra tunes us in with all of the masters throughout all times. Right? Let's bring our hands together. It's just a few words. Om. So it's O-N-G, Om, and we resonate it in the brain. They say it's a word that cannot be spoken and cannot be written. It can only be sounded. So we're actually going straight to the hypothalamus. Om. My mouth is open, but no sound is coming out. Om. And then Namo. And then Guru. So it's like guru, but you say it with a D sound. Gudu, so your tongue hits the roof of your mouth. Gudu, Dev, Namo. Okay, so we're going to do this 3 times. We're going to have our shoulders back, Hands together, 5 pounds of pressure. Bring the hands against the sternum. Chin is slightly in to keep the spine tall. Let's all take a big inhale through the nose. And exhale. And let's inhale. So we're going to jump in right away with a Bij mantra. So Bij means seed. We're putting a seed in the unconscious. And it's Satnam. It means I'm true. Right? And bring our hands together. And bring them to the heart. Now, are you aware of, is everyone aware of the chakras? Chakras? Okay. So we're going to do it in 7 waves. It's a 7-wave meditation kriya. And it's going to be Sa-Nam. So it's going to be 6 counts on the Sat and then Nam. And as you have a beat inside of yourself, that's your counting. It's Sa, and you tense the rectum a little bit. Sa, and then the sex organ, and then the navel, and then the heart, the throat, the third eye, and then Nam, it goes out your coronal chakra, your crown chakra. Alright? Okay, so let's all close our eyes down, third eye center, the spine is tall, and inhale. Last time.